Piss Pit, we're back.
Woo! Yeah.
Back from last week, our favorite army man.
We just couldn't get enough of him.
Everyone wanted him back.
And a new army woman.
Oh, yeah. And introduce yourself.
I'm Jerixa. Hey.
Yeah, that's all.
How do you,
yeah,
how do you spell that?
J.
Oh, wrong one. My bad.
Spell out your name.
Jarikza.
Professionally known as Specialist Alvarez.
Specialist Alvarez.
Wow. So, first I want to start off saying thank you, Michael, for making us some juice.
It's a little on the strong side.
I love juice.
It's a sipping cocktail.
Cocktail?
It's a cocktail.
Juice.
Is there alcohol in this?
No. What are you talking about? It's a mocktail. Sorry.
A mocktail.
It's a mocktail.
Okay,
That's a
okay,
mocktail cosmopolitan. Yeah. It's meant for sipping. It's a little on the strong side, but granted,
there's a lot of juice.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good juice. I enjoy that. And then obviously everyone, our corner slut over here.
Here I am.
He
He's
just
here.
decided to hop in.
That name
today.
is not staking.
He had nothing better to do.
So I'm sure you're all
Charlie's
wondering.
been begging us, please, can I get on the podcast? I don't want to be in the corner for once.
I get so jealous when I
get
just
so
sit in that
jealous.
corner and I watch everyone talk.
I'm sure everyone's first question is why the fuck is Michael sitting in Trevor's spot? Where's Trevor?
Oh
Where's
Trevor had to take a self-proclamation.
So remember, I don't know, you OG viewers, we already lost one of our members, dear and near to us, R.I.P. I'm not going to say his name, but R.I.P. Same thing happened to Trevor. He's gone. He's no longer with us.
Yeah, Trevor got kicked out.
Yeah, Trevor got kicked out.
Different story with Trevor. He's a piece of shit through and through, so we just couldn't have him.
Yeah, it's our podcast.
So we're gonna get back to.
We're no longer Piss Pit. We're the Charlies.
Yeah, we're not talking about Trevor anymore. He's irrelevant.
He's in Vegas right now. He's not gone.
He's having a fun time.
He's having a good time. What
concert did he go to?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Ooh.
Which is his favorite band. So he's very happy. Are you a Bring Me the Horizon fan?
A little bit.
We're going to see A Day to Remember in July.
Nice.
Okay.
Because ironically, I started listening to him over there, and ironically, while I was deployed, my favorite album to listen to was Homesick. It's not even like about being homesick. It was just called Homesick.
Ironically, though, right?
It. Yeah, ironically, it was called Homesick. So yeah, shout out to A Day to Remember. Great.
We're going in August, right? August
for
Suicide Boys.
Yeah. Go get your pit tickets before they're $400.
I forgot your tapestry. Oh, sorry, man.
That Michael's got a G59 tapestry for me. It's gonna be big.
What's G59 for people who don't know?
G59
Grade 5'9".
Grade 5'9". Now that is the record company / producers of Suicide Boys and Ramirez, Ghostman, Night Lavelle, etc., etc. If you know, you know. But it came from. So 59 is like a street in New Orleans, and on one side of the street, everyone's white, and on the other side of the street, everyone's black. And these two punk ass kids, Ruby and Scrim, growing up, they're like, "Yo, fuck this," and so we bring it together, and we got Grade 5'9". So that's G59.
They have such a unique sound too, because one of them comes from punk rock.
Yeah.
And then the other one did rap, and then they combined it.
Yeah. What I like about them
Punk
too
rap.
is they both
Punk rap.
take their time to explore their own music genres.
Oh yeah.
Like both of them just came out with their own solo albums. Not recently, but yeah.
Scrims is pretty good.
Scrims is I wasn't the biggest fan of Scrims, but Duck Boy or Ruby was fucking amazing.
Nightmare on the North Side's like what's on my top 100 and like one of the 2020s, 2021 or something like that.
His old ones were bangers, but I couldn't rock too heavy with his new stuff.
Yeah. It's awfully quiet over there.
I think we did answer this question way long ago. And the OGs, they might have already heard this, but if you guys could see one artist in concert live, dead or alive, anyone, who would it be? Who's your number one? We'll start over here.
Oh, you gotta give me a time. You gotta give me a little time to think.
Okay.
Just a
We'll
little
start
bit.
over here then.
Honestly, it would be early, like 2014, 2015 Suicide Boys. Hands down. Hands down. I'm a diehard for those two.
You know, that's fair. They had some bangers. That's when they first got big.
Yeah, I mean, I get they were like...
Suicide Boys, Puya,
yeah,
Ghostmane, that crew, when that was a crew.
Yeah. They were all pieces of shit back then, and they're sober now. Praise them. But, like, I wish I could have been in that era.
That's real. I mean, as everyone already knows, it's no shocker here, Mac Miller. Would be my number one. I'd love to see Mac live. And it doesn't matter what era of Mac. You could go to his early 2010s, fucking, what is that? The frat rap. Mm-hmm. Or his later jazz rap, anything. His psychedelic era in the 2015, just anything Mac. I would love to see him live.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. I would go see Mac Miller.
Props.
Oh yeah, Mac Miller. It's great. It's great.
R.I.P. to a great one.
I would see Shoreline Mafia.
Shoreline Mafia.
Yep.
Any band, any concert in time.
Are you
in all of time?
You dissing her for her choice?
Well, I'm just saying, like, come on, you gotta pick someone that's dead. We can go see Shoreline Mafia.
Like another big one for me would be like Queen before Freddie Mercury died.
Oh.
Yeah.
Queen would be awesome.
That would be insane.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley
would be sick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Have we ever cleaned these mics?
No.
It's a little disgusting.
My mouth was all over that one on the last episode.
Yummy.
By the way.
Yeah,
there's probably still
just
some Michael
flavor.
saliva on there. Extra flavor.
What was that?
Dang, you downed yours already? Damn, Charlie.
It's just juice.
Yeah, it is just juice.
Yeah, it's just juice.
What was that? I'm gonna sound so stupid here. That big fundraiser concert back in the 80s or the 90s, and like Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner on his guitar. Woodstock, yeah. I would have loved to go to Woodstock.
Yeah,
that would have been. Have you guys ever seen those videos of just the crowd in Woodstock?
I would have to grow up. I would have to grow
people?
up in that time too, in order to make it like worth it to be in that kind of festival.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
Set because like I watched the documentary, and they did a segment on like the poor living conditions these people would go through.
Oh yeah, Woodstock
and they would
was
just
atrocious.
It was atrocious.
They would put up with that, but they were so passionate for the music that they just went out the window.
You had to have that passion.
Yeah, so I would have to have that passion and grow up in that time with them. You'd be listening to it on the radio. That's what they listened to, like in the car or like at their house. That was like their main source of entertainment back in the day. So you'd have to like, be part of that.
Well, for anyone local, and I'm sure you guys have all been there, the Pop Culture Museum in Seattle, they have a Hendrix exhibit, and it's more so a Woodstock exhibit, but you can go in the theater and watch the Star Spangled Banner that Hendrix played there, like the whole live performance, and I still to this day think it's one of the greatest guitar solos of all time. It's so beautiful what he does with that guitar. So I would have loved to just see that. I would have gone to Woodstock just for that.
Want to try some Crimson Tears?
Do you want to try to not hit the mic stand?
He's got to play.
Easy with it. That's from Temu.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's Temu.
We don't
it's a Temu?
A Chinese sweatshop worker made that.
Yeah, we don't support Temu anymore.
Not the mic, but the stand.
It was made by a bunch of Chinese children.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. If I would, I could tip them. If I could, I would tip them.
You would tip them?
I would tip them.
Yeah.
They would never allow that in Asia.
They would never allow it.
Those kids would start getting hot-headed.
Yeah. An extra $2 would be
go straight to their
insane. They could buy whatever they want.
Like a mic stand.
Anything. A good mic stand. They could order from Temu.
You think those children sweatshop workers order their own stuff off of Temu?
I don't think they have phones. Or
True.
They don't have internet there.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to. Because, when you're ordering stuff on Temu, you're not making mic stands.
We're not supposed to see anything over there. We're supposed to order it.
We're supposed to order it.
Sadly.
Charlie, so when I first heard about Piss Pit, right, it was like after a couple episodes, and I clicked on like the cover story you have on Spotify,
Yeah.
and it's of you telling that story of like the first time you ever smoked weed.
Yeah.
Dude, that was great.
You popped my cherry.
This
I
is
popped
actually
this weed cherry.
It's a good story.
Tell that. Do you want to tell that story?
So I'm kind of bad at telling stories, but the best way I can remember.
We can go back and forth here.
So the way I remember it, right, is I was just like, I was smoking weed with myself for like quite a couple months, and I was like, I gotta get somebody on this. This stuff is
I gotta
great.
bring others down here.
Who can I put on this stuff? This stuff is amazing because my brother introduced it to me, and he just had an excess of weed, and he just gave me this huge bag.
Yep.
I was like, fuck, dude, what? I have so much I could share it. So the first person I hit up is Charlie, and I was like, hey, one night, and I was like, hey, do you want to smoke weed? He was like, yeah, I'm at my grandma's house right now. We can do it.
Katie's in the audience.
So he picks me up, and then we go to QFC, and we get some like munchies, and then we go in the backyard of his grandma's house, and we smoke weed for the first time. We were so high. Right,
that grandma's house, dude. Oh my goodness.
And
some shit went down there.
Some shit went down.
And,
you guys know about the shit that
and we watched some like TV, and we were eating like something sour, like some candy or something. We were just like you just, if anybody's ever smoked weed before, you just know that feeling where you're just watching, you're just getting brain stimulation and mouth stimulation, and you're just like, I could do this all evening.
If you want me to.
You're good. You can go.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
So
then,
my POV of that story. So me and Michael weren't very close at the time prior to this.
Wait, did we talk about this?
Yeah, we did. But the story did cut out halfway through. This is when the audio corrupted. So
yeah.
They missed the first half.
How did I know you in sophomore year?
So I'm gonna be real with you, Michael, because you're one of my best friends still to this day, and I love you.
Yeah.
But back
I was
then,
a fag.
sophomore year, you were the annoying kid that sat in front of me in Mr. Crane's
Oh yeah.
English class.
Yeah.
That's how I knew you.
I wasn't very liked in high school.
So I was about to go to bed. I had I wear contacts. I have very poor eyesight. I had my contacts out, and I like put my phone down to go to bed. The lights were off. I was laying in bed, and all of a sudden I see my phone light up on the nightstand, and I look over and I see Michael sent you a snap. I'm like, why the fuck is this guy texting me? Why is this guy texting me? And I open it because I'm like, this isn't normal. And it is a gallon-sized Ziploc bag full of weed, and it says, "Want to hang out?" At this time, I was a goody-goody. I didn't smoke or nothing like that, but I was like, I got the place to myself. This is the one time.
It was a school night, too.
It was a school night, but I had the place to myself. This is like the one time I can like say, yeah, like this opportunity would never come up again. So I was like, fuck it, let's do it. And he's like, I can't drive. Could you pick me up? And I picked him up at QFC. We got some snacks. Went back to my grandparents' place. We started a fire in their fire pit in the backyard. And
smoked a bowl.
I had a jammed finger. It was my ring finger on my right hand.
I remember
from
that.
baseball, and I used it as I was such a noob with this stuff. I didn't know how to use a Bic lighter. I only knew how to use barbecue lighters. So I was such a noob with that I blamed. I couldn't use the Bic lighter. I blamed it on my jammed finger.
No way.
So I was
Charlie,
asked,
you're a bitch.
I asked you to light the bowl for me because I didn't know how to use the Bic lighter, but I just said it was because of my. It was
like
finger.
This really shitty rubber bowl, and in that rubber bowl was like this little metal piece. Yeah, silicone. It was really shitty pipe, but it got us places. Used it a lot.
Silicone does the job.
Yeah. So I remember you packed it up and you took a hit and then took another hit, passed it to me, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, and you handed me the lighter and I'm like, can you light it for me? And you're like, yeah, I got you. And you're like, just inhale, and then let go of the carb, and then inhale some more, and then exhale. So I took the hit, and I mean nothing. I was like, cool, I'm smoking weed.
Yeah.
I passed it back to you. You take another couple hits. You pass it back to me, and I'm like, oh, we're going again. And because the bowl wasn't done, but I didn't know how to smoke. I didn't know we kept going. I just thought you took a hit and you were done. And I took another hit. pass it back to you, and all of a sudden, you're yapping. You're yapping in my ear.
Oh yeah.
You're talking my ear off, but your voice starts to get far more distant and echoier and farther away.
Tuned you out.
And I started staring into the fire, and like your voice just started disappearing, and I started like floating,
Oh yeah.
and I was like just in my head like, oh, is this weed? Is this what weed is? And like at some point you must have handed me back the pipe, but I wasn't mentally there. So I remember being woken up by a finger coming in front of my face and snapping. And I like jumped, and you're like, dude, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And then you're just offering me the pipe again. I'm like, again? You're like, yeah.
Whoa.
So I took another hit. We go inside, and then I didn't even remember that until you brought it up, that we watched TV and like ate snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
That
And then we spooned later that night.
That completely left my mind. But we were like, it's a school night. We should probably go to sleep. And again, at this time, you were still just kind of the annoying kid that sat in front of me. So we had to share a bed, or you're sleeping on the couch. So we like stuffed the middle of the bed with pillows. So there's
We
like
did?
a big wall. Yeah, there's a big
No
divider.
way.
We did.
Yeah. And I just remember laying there on my back, and like, you know, when you're like laying down, it intensifies, and like that same feeling, and I was just floating and floating. I was like, holy shit, this is awesome.
Oh yeah.
But I can't make a habit out of this. I can't let this happen again.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Well, oh, whoops. Uh-oh.
Next day, Michael comes over with Devin and Connor, and we run it back. And the next day,
Got super high.
Michael comes over with Devin and Nolan, and we ran it back.
Oh yeah.
And that was the start of an era.
Oh
Whoops.
yeah.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
now
that
you
was
guys have the full story on
That's
that.
that's the full
I
story.
hate to
Full story.
leave them at the center of attention because I was not part of this story. But I
Yeah,
want
go
to
fuck
hear,
yourself.
and I'm sure others want to hear, about the time that Michael's backpack got confiscated.
Oh, shit.
And I'm not talking about at
shit.
school and they found a little vape in his bag.
Huh?
What were you guys doing to get your bag confiscated?
Okay.
Wait, what?
So
when was this?
You were in the woods.
this was this is me,
Oh yeah.
Michael.
What did the vape getting confiscated?
He-
happen?
No, I was
He-
just saying
he was
it's not
saying,
like
like,
you had a vape in your bag.
It wasn't
Oh,
like you're
yeah.
at school
Taken
and you
at
had a
school.
vape.
Oh, yeah.
So this is me, Michael, and Peter. So at the time, this was probably 2020,
Michael, you know who Peter is,
2021.
I think it was 2020.
You know who Peter is?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we were, at the time, Peter lived in this new development, fairly close to me, probably 10-ish minute drive. And so there's like one half of the development that was just completely built and people lived in these houses and it was all good. And then the other half of the development was just houses that were being built.
Yeah.
They were still under construction.
And before we
Just-
did this, me and Peter would consistently go in these houses and like spray paint them. We just decided to bring Charlie along this one time. Like we would
Yeah.
consistently go and
Yeah,
spray
be
paint.
very
and,
grateful.
And honestly, fuck you guys. Like they're gonna paint over it. It's not like I'm painting someone's house. I'm painting a house under construction. So I'm like, I mean, it's not that bad. I mean,
It's gonna get
technically,
buried. It's gonna get
yeah,
buried.
it's
No
gonna
one's
get
gonna know.
buried.
So yeah, we were at this one house, and it was probably the stupidest house we could have done it at. It's like all these houses under construction, you know, they're just boards and frames and
Mhm.
2x4s and whatever, and they're all on the sides of the road. This one was at the end of the road, so you like drive down this road, and it's right at the end of like a
Yeah.
cul-de-sac, basically.
I think it was gonna be like a round thing, you know. Where
Yeah, your cul-de-sac.
That's what that is. A
Yeah,
cul-de-sac?
yeah.
I'm
So
learning new things every day.
in the backyard, it was just a hill. It was just a drop off into a forest, and we were you know, playing some music, spray painting the walls, having a little fun.
There's actually like a rope hanging down from the ceiling, and we
Yeah.
like karate kicked to one of the
So-
2x4s.
That's the thing. We were very
Indiana. We were playing
They
Indiana
were
Jones.
loitering.
we were very respectful. We weren't doing anything besides spray
But
painting,
we were
and
being,
obviously they
we
were
being
gonna
cocky,
they-
and we were using our phone flashlights and go woo.
Yeah, obviously like they were gonna paint over it, and then we we smoked, so we were a little stoned, and then we saw this rope, and we had the bright idea to swing from it. And the moment we swung from it, and you broke a piece of this is finally we did actual vandalism. You broke something. I don't remember what it was. And we see a pair of headlights driving down the road.
Yeah, Peter's like,
oh, fuck,
there's a cop.
That's 9-0. He said, I'm pretty sure he said 9-0, not cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we're like, we duck behind the house. And I'm like, you're joking. You're fucking with us, right? That's not the cops. And he's like, no, dude. That's
and then
the
I
cops.
look for myself, and there's like a car coming down the road. It was a pretty long road, and I just see this car speeding toward us. I'm like, oh, fuck, we got to get the fuck out of here.
So we start grabbing all of our shit.
We had to leave some stuff.
We just grab as much as we can. We're, the adrenaline starts pumping.
Kyle had to grab my phone.
Out.
That night I thought I lost my phone, but thankfully Kyle got it.
We book it down this hill, and this is probably a 70, 65 degree slope. It's not a small hill by any means.
We had to hop one of those like construction fences.
You're getting ahead of yourself here.
Sorry.
We sprint down this hill, and I eat shit at the bottom of the hill. I'm wearing slides. I'm wearing slides. I don't have like actual shoes, and one of my slides fell off. And I'm like, fuck, I lost a shoe. But we just had to keep going. We booked it. We're running. I'm one shoe, and then we see the cops get up to the house, and we just dive into the bushes, like fucking dolphin dive from Call of Duty into the bushes.
There was a lot of bushes too, and we slowly had to like work our way away from the house.
Well, we were in those bushes for like 30 minutes, like just ducked underneath the bushes. The cops are on the top of the hill with their flashlights, like, we'll find you. You're just some stupid kids. Blah, blah,
this is what they said. Actually, they said, "Hey, if you come out, you'll get out of here with just a citation."
Yeah,
just a citation, MF. I want a warning, and then I'll come out.
And then Peter looks at me and he says, "If they catch us, you guys need to take the fall." Like Peter just turned 18 2 days prior to this.
Yeah.
And me and Michael were still 17. So he's like, "Will you guys please take the fall if we get caught?"
I was like, "Yeah, we got you,
for
man.
sure." And Michael's freaking out because he thinks he lost his phone. And Peter's like, "No, I got it. We're good. Just shut the fuck up. Be quiet."
So we were slowly... I was freaking out because I was wearing a tie-dye hoodie. So I had to like really stay down in the bushes. And we were slowly making our way away from the house and in thick terrain, very thick terrain.
We're basically army crawling through these bushes.
I still have that hoodie, and there's like holes in it. And I remember we got our hands cut
I was wearing shorts too. Yeah, and the cops, they're yelling the whole time, like, we'll find you, we'll get the dogs. They said dogs at one point. Really? And we're kind of freaking out. And
I think they went through my backpack, and they found something with my name on it.
So we left your backpack in a speaker.
Yeah.
And at one point they're like, "Michael, we know you're down there."
I'm like, oh,
he started freaking out. And I'm like, "Just chill. They didn't say your last name. If they had your last name, they'd say it. There's a million Michaels. You're good. Just be quiet." And he's like, "Dude, I need to turn myself in. It's over. It's over."
Hella just paranoia.
And then, what's his alias name?
Peter.
You've already said that.
His cousin.
Oh, good. We don't have a name for him.
Jack.
Jack. Yeah.
So Jack, right? This is Peter's cousin. We hit him up, and we're like, "Okay, we need to get out of here.
We need a pickup."
Well, we need to get out of there, but there was only one way out, and it was the opposite way of the house. And we look on our phone on the maps, and we see like we're in kind of like someone's backyard beyond their backyard, and there was like a street beyond, some more thick terrain, and we had to like walk through this thick terrain for like, I don't know, about a football field or two.
It took like a half hour.
Took like a half hour. Yeah, we were walking for a minute. My time perception is off because like we had adrenaline shooting.
Before we even get there, we're game planning in the bushes because the cops say, "Okay, you win, we're leaving." And we're like, they're not leaving. They're just gonna chill at the top of the hill. And there's like you said, there's only one way out. And in our heads, the only way out was to go back up the hill and just back out to the street. But we're like, we know they're waiting up there. Yeah. So we turn around, and the only other way is just through the thick of it. And like you said, we pulled out. I think
we kept going, and then we're like, I thought we thought this was never gonna end. So we were gonna have to find like a place that shoots out, that kicks us out, and we found like a street right where Jack could possibly pick us up. So Peter calls Jack, and he is on his way to the street, but there was a house in the middle of us.
It's like this alleyway. So it's not even like a main street.
Yeah,
it's like a gravel.
There's like a no outlet type back road, and we had to hop somebody's fence and run through the yard.
We stumbled upon a chain link fence, and we're like thinking, because this backyard, it was covered with like spotlights. This place looked like a prison, and we're like thinking like they could have cameras. Should we just keep going through the forest, get around this place? And we're like looking behind us, and the forest is just covered with sticker bushes. We're all cut up and bloody, and we're like, fuck that. And we start hopping the fence, and we book it across this person's yard, just sprinting through this person's yard. And then at that point,
Jack was already there. We got in his car and we drove away.
Great story.
Wow. Yeah, dude, what the fuck are cops doing looking for a couple of kids in
what the hell?
In unbuilt homes,
I mean,
unfinished homes?
If it was just spray paint, then I'd say I agree with you. But the moment they showed up is when we actually like broke something. Like it was like a beam.
We still would have ran.
Yeah, but they were already on their way at that point.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck is calling the cops and making them go out?
Nobody
to
called
deal
the
with
cops.
some
They were
kids?
definitely patrolling, and they saw our flashlights.
You think they patrol back there? No, they definitely
yeah.
do. Because I remember going to Peter's house and just seeing cops chilling back there. I'm like,
All
what the
the
fuck are
time.
you doing? We're in a housing development. Get the fuck out of here. I really hate cops, by the way.
Yeah, Charlie has like
There's
a million
so
tickets.
Yeah, I have a lot of tickets, but there's so many better things they could be doing than giving me a speeding ticket. Fuck
Real.
12.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're speeding in a school zone, but it's another thing if you're going on like 410 deep in the woods and it's like not even that curvy of a road and you can easily go like 10 over. Like all the speed limits in Washington are designed for or designated if there's rain.
Yeah.
You know, if you go the speed limit and it's raining out, you'll be just fine.
Yeah, if you go to Arizona or Utah or anything, like
everything is much faster.
It's way
Maybe
faster.
not Utah. Utah has some crazy.
Their
weather.
highways are like 80. And ours are 60 for people from those states.
We have that
Washington
one
highways
that's
are
like,
60.
We have 80 through the pass.
Yeah, well, it's 70.
Oh, it's 70.
It's 70, but still trucks are 60.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's only when you get way out in the boonies.
Yeah, but you can easily go like 10 over and be just fine if there's no rain. Like the traction, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no rain on the road to mess up your traction, so you'd be just fine. So it's kind of retarded.
Can I hit that?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Real. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's built for the rain because the state rains so much. So I almost feel like they need to create, for Washington specifically, like when raining, 60. When dry, 70.
That'd be great, actually. That'd be very smart, but that'd be kind of weird, though, because, like, what if it was drizzling outside?
I was about to say, it's going to be drizzling, and someone's going to be like, it's just drizzling. It's not raining. I can go 60 instead of 50.
That's very true.
Or they could, like, put up, like, electric signs. That would be really expensive. And they could change the speed.
They have the money. The government's already negative.
It's 30, a blue space.
I don't pay taxes.
40 trillion or whatever.
In debt.
Look up the live government debt tracker. Let's see what it's at right now.
Yeah, I was talking to my dad the other day about like the economy, and he says it's
debt clock.
We could collapse.
Dude, 34 trillion, 690 billion, 275 million.
And it is it's about to hit 276
about to hit 276 million.
There it goes.
And now it's at 276,100,000. And now it's about to be at 200,000. It's just thousands.
It's going to collapse soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
$34 trillion.
At any point, like the people that are buying those bonds, those debt bonds from the United States, if someone like stops buying them, if everybody just stops buying them, the economy will collapse.
Yep.
Because like a lot of like the rich people in the world, like billionaires, there's a lot of billionaires in the world, and they just buy our bonds. Yeah, a lot of millionaires and billionaires buy our bonds, and it's like a certificate saying, "Hey, you're gonna get paid back eventually." And it's like a certain contract. The United States has to pay them back. It's just the United States borrowing their money, essentially. And if they just stop buying bonds, the economy will collapse.
So anyways, I'm going to segue. Speaking of billionaires, I already mentioned it, Mr. Beast. I got the new formula, Mr. Beast chocolate bar. The new formula.
Mr. Beast, put me in a video.
The new formula.
Please.
Sponsor us, Mr. Beast. Please. We're eating your chocolate.
Thank you, Mr. Beast.
So, did you guys ever try the old formula?
I did.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was pretty good. It wasn't that bad.
Shit. I was like, this is just some
compared
big guy.
to a Hershey's bar, it was pretty ass.
Okay, yeah, Hershey. Okay, honestly, Hershey's with almonds is like where it's at, and it's kind of uncomparable. The peanut butter one is pretty
Almonds.
good.
Almonds.
The peanut butter Mr. Beast one was pretty good.
But we got the new formula.
I don't know how they were able to get Gordon Ramsay to say that was better than like a premium chocolate bar.
A
So
lot of money.
a lot of money.
Yep.
We're gonna try this live. I've already tried this.
Really?
I think it's really good.
Hand it
He's
over,
quite
buddy.
peckish.
Everyone get a square.
Thank you.
You guys split that square. All right. Cheers.
That's chocolate.
It tastes like
It tastes-
chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah, this shit does not excite me.
Tastes the same.
I think it's a pretty good chocolate bar.
It tastes like Hershey's.
It's good, but like, I wouldn't be able to tell.
I don't
this
know
from anything
Hershey's.
else.
I don't know if it's comparable. Like it tastes like Hershey's, but Hershey's has the reputation.
This
I was
I'd
gonna-
melts.
eat,
if I
I'd
was
eat
gonna
this
make
over a
s'mores-
Hershey's bar.
This melts
if
a lot
I was gonna
quicker.
make s'mores, I would choose a Hershey bar. Not gonna lie.
I'd choose this over a
Well,
Hershey's bar
you
personally.
have
Let me
choose
get some more of
a
that.
Hershey
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
yeah.
need a.
Yeah.
You should have gone a Hershey bar so we can. Like,
I
compare.
should have. You're totally right. But I also got the dark chocolate sea salt flavor and the peanut butter. And those are pretty good. I don't
Anything
have
with sea salt, I would kill for.
should I grab
I-
the other bars?
I love sea salt.
Should I-
Ah,
Okay.
We should
BRB.
take a pause. Take a pause real quick.
pause.
Yeah, some of us have to go to the bathroom.
All right. Well,
I gotta go to the bathroom.
we'll be back after a short commercial
yeah,
break.
we're
Potty break.
pause break.
We'll see you very soon.
And we're back.
We're back.
Oh, we're back.
It
Little
was-
break. Some
We're
of
only
us
back
are a couple
because
pounds lighter.
we only had to leave because Charlie had to take a massive
I'm
piss.
sorry.
He needed an excuse. He didn't just want to get up and leave.
Baby, could
sorry.
you close that door? Thank you. What?
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 What? I didn't.
I saw that face.
No,
I don't think they like you calling me that.
it's fucking disgusting.
Hey yo. What would you appreciate if what would you like me to call her?
Call her honey.
Honey,
No,
I'm
stop.
home.
Yeah, just like that.
All right. Well, anyways, we got the peanut butter here now.
Peanut butter. Peanut butter's like peanut
Yeah.
butter chocolate's like the best. It's
Somebody
top tier.
ate the sea salt bar.
Yeah, sea salt dark chocolate bar.
It's
Saw
gone.
me eating it. I was eating it.
Here you
Oh,
go. I accidentally broke
It
this
was
one.
actually meant for her, so.
Oh yeah.
It was.
no, it
Here's
literally
one.
was.
It
Oh.
was.
I
Oh.
literally got it for myself.
The peanut butter one's harder to break apart. Oh God. Here.
A little uncomfortable over there.
Ah.
give me my laptop.
I like this one better.
I'm gonna be honest. Okay.
There's some sea salt in that though.
The milk chocolate one tastes like Hershey's, and this one tastes like Reese's. I'm gonna be honest.
I hate that you say Reese's.
It's Reese's.
It's wrong.
It's Reese's.
It's wrong. You can
Reese's.
watch any of the commercials.
2 E's and then 1 E.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't pronounce that the same. If it was Reesees, then it would be Reese's.
I'm gonna keep saying Reese's. There's nothing you can do about it.
Literally last week you said Reese's Pieces, and I wanted to kill myself.
You want to kill yourself?
Don't do that.
And
if
now
you're
I'm gonna
thinking
get
about
like 40 suicide hotline emails because you can't say that jokingly anymore.
Don't kill yourself. Guys, don't suicide. I heard that stuff can kill you. Oh. This chocolate's actually pretty good. This is like my lunch. We just had breakfast like a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Chocolate, Mr. Beast for lunch.
Mr. Beast,
Sponsor
we
us,
love your
sponsor
chocolate.
us.
We eat it.
What do we all
Breakfast,
decide?
lunch, and
I
dinner.
think you just ripped off some of the big
Dude,
brand
shut
candies.
up.
Don't
We
say
want a
that.
sponsor.
Yeah.
She wants to be on a Mr.
I
Beast
want to
video.
be on a challenge, please.
I
She
don't
could
want to
win
be on a challenge.
$250,000.
Sorry, I'm not a sellout.
Real.
Put me on your Squid Games.
Squid
Please,
Games,
Mr.
please.
You good over there?
I want to go back to my corner.
He's uncomfortable.
Have you guys
Monday, Michael?
Do you know what a Subaru Baja is?
Yes! Oh my god, we
Yeah.
talked about this yesterday.
I'm the car guy in the group, and
So-
this guy brought up Subaru Baja.
Explain it to our viewers, though. What is a Subaru Baja?
I would love to hear it from you again.
You'd like to hear it from me? Okay.
Yeah.
Should
I
just
have my
do the
knowledge,
whole
but-
spiel?
Do the whole spiel. Wait,
Alrighty.
I want you guys to look up what a Subaru Baja is if you don't know, and then I want you to be like, "Oh my god, this thing's fucking hideous."
But keep
and
listening
then
while
wait for me to
you look
punch
it
you
up.
through the screen.
Okay. So, here we go. It's actually a pretty interesting story. So, this all has to do with chickens. Yeah. So,
My cock?
back in the day, you know, America produces chicken very cheap. Chicken in America is very cheap, and that's because we have a surplus of
They're
chickens.
in little boxes.
Chicken is very cheap to produce in America, so we would import our chicken over to Germany, to Europe, to Japan, and the citizens of these countries would buy American chicken over the German chicken, over the Japanese chicken, because it was cheaper. So obviously you're going to buy it, and it's just as good. So these countries, to deal with that, they increased the import tax on American chicken, just specifically chicken. So now all of a sudden, in grocery stores, American chicken is more expensive than German chicken. So now America, they lost all this money they were making off of chicken from foreign countries. So to fight back, they increased the import tax on pickup trucks. That's why all your modern day pickup trucks are only Ford, Chevy, they're just American companies. So Subaru, a brand we know and love,
Subaru.
Japanese brand, they to fight back from this import tax on pickup trucks, they created the Subaru Baja. It looked exactly like a Forester of that time.
Legacy.
A Legacy, excuse me. Outback.
All of them.
And it just looked like a Subaru of that time, but it had a truck bed. But to get past this import tax, they bolted a chair into the bed facing the other way. So there was a fifth seat facing towards the back of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So they could...
In the truck bed?
In the
Yeah.
truck bed. So they could import it as a SUV,
That's
not
hilarious.
a pickup truck. And then once these trucks got into America, the Subaru employees would just take the 4 bolts off, take off the chair, and now you've got a pickup truck.
And a chair.
And a chair.
So I think Subaru Bajas are awesome. They're really shitted on because people say they're ugly, but I'd love to get one and just bolt the seat back on and just have just a seat for no reason in the back.
When you're sitting in the back seat and someone floors you, you just fly right
I'd
off.
put Trevor back there.
Fun fact: that wasn't the first Subaru to actually have the rear seats.
Really?
It was the Subaru Brat, which is a little lesser known. It came out a few years before the Baja, but the Baja was its predecessor.
Well, it's probably the same deal to get past the import
it was
tax
the exact
on,
same
on pickup trucks.
Yeah, and they're technically classified as utes.
Utes? Let me see a picture.
Of the seats?
Pull it up.
That's your Subaru Baja
That's your
with the
No
Subaru
way.
Baja.
with the seats.
That's hilarious.
Isn't that sick?
That is pretty
Sorry, I
sick.
don't have my glasses.
My glasses.
You get closer.
Okay.
Show the cameras too.
You can
So-
pick that up.
But think of the endless possibilities of just having 4 bolts in the back of your bed truck. You could put a turret on that thing. You could put a
Great for Middle Eastern warfare.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
sure.
not creative. What would you put on that? All you need is something that has bolts. Something to bolt down.
I would put like stationary turrets, so when you're driving around, the driver could like hit a button and it would start shooting. You can like aim it in the direction that the vehicle is moving.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I would also put an interceptor on there. What is it? An iron dome. So like if somebody tries to blow you up, missile will go intercept it.
You can't
It's very
camp like that,
strategic.
dude.
It's very
You
strategic.
can't have all of that. All right.
You can.
only
You
got
actually
4
can.
bolts.
Never underestimate the Baja.
Well, I guess I was wrong. There's actually 8 bolts.
Yeah,
If there's 2 seats.
Yeah, you got some Brat knowledge mixed in with some
Yeah.
Baja knowledge.
Yeah, that's my
Very
bad.
common mistake.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that is the Subaru Baja. Great car. Don't hype them up because I want them to stay cheap.
yeah, real. You've been a little silent over there. What's going on with you?
Just-
How's life?
It's been good. It's been great. You know, he's back.
He's
We've
back.
been chilling.
Yeah, our long distance relationship was very painful. We got through it.
Props to you guys.
Yeah,
long
I know, right?
distance ain't easy.
You know, all odds were against us.
Military
Like, you know,
long
we
distance,
were in the
too.
same
Yeah.
unit, and a lot of us, like, there's a lot of people in the military that get in relationships with people that are in their unit. And so we were one of those people, and everybody thought that we would probably fall apart during the
Naturally,
deployment.
yeah.
But we didn't. We didn't. We're like this. Nothing
so
could stop us.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
Weren't you guys supposed to get deployed together? What?
Yeah.
Is that touchy? Can we bring that up?
Can we bring that up?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. My bad. You didn't hear anything. Moving on. What do you got for us over there?
Well,
not corner slut.
there's a new game that has come out. It's called Crab's Treasure. It's called
God
another
damn it.
Crab's Treasure.
God damn it.
No,
Fuck.
if you're into the
Crab's Treasure?
Another
yeah,
crab's
if
treasure.
you're into like Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Lies of P, etc., just those dungeon games, you will love Crab's Treasure. It's a little indie game, and you're about a crab, right? And you're just a crab. He's a hermit crab, a literal but he's a hermit crab, but he is a hermit. So he lives in his tide pool, away from the world, living out his life.
He's happy.
He's happy. All of a sudden, a loan shark comes and steals his home. Steals his shell. Why? Because he wasn't paying his taxes. Because under the sea, it's not for me anymore. It is a world of corruption. Cities have been built. The
We're gonna
coral
get
reefs have been
copyrighted.
taken over. Yeah, I'm just advertising
Under the
for the game at this
sea.
point.
The Coral Cops have taken over.
Yeah, the cool cops. And, yeah, bro didn't know. Bro got his house evicted, so, end of the day, pay your taxes. But anyways, he goes on a crazy journey, all in hopes of getting his shell, while becoming a badass and fighting super crab bosses and stuff. I probably spent, 5 hours on the game today.
Really?
I recommend playing it. I wouldn't spend $30 on it, but if you have Xbox Game Pass, it is free.
No way.
So, get on that.
I might get on that, actually.
It's really fun.
I
Actually?
would play it if I was
Well,
on
what's the
Xbox.
gameplay
but
like?
PlayStation's trying to charge me
It's
$30
just-
for it.
Dark Souls, but you're a crab.
Really?
Yeah.
So you get, spells and you get,
Not really.
You
skill
can,
points?
you can get points into different skills.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
your skill tree. It's the
Skill
same
points.
same aspect. You got your
Power.
checkpoints, your campfires. I don't know what they're called in
Your
other games.
bonfires, your-
bonfires.
Elden Ring,
lanterns.
Lanterns.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
Charlie, what is it going to take for us to get you to play Bloodborne?
When the 60 frame boot comes out,
But it's such a good
which is
game.
happening.
It is?
It's gonna happen.
When?
I'm not sure, but I've heard leaks about it.
Leaks?
So
Those-
who knows?
those are all
Rumors.
fake.
It's, yeah, who knows?
Those are all fake.
But
You should just play it the way it is.
it'll happen, dude. I'm sorry, and anyone that is in the millennial age that is listening to this will call me a bitch. But I'm just so. In my defense, I wasn't allowed to play a lot of video games growing up, like FPS and whatnot. My
it was
parents.
Nintendo all the way in
My
this house.
yeah, my parents weren't about. The rule was blood was fine, but I couldn't shoot other humans.
Mm-hmm.
So that strikes out COD. That strikes out.
COD.
I mean, COD was the big thing.
COD was it.
COD,
Yeah.
COD was it.
Everyone
And
wanted
Halo.
to play COD.
Hey, striked out Halo exactly. So the only thing I really played growing up was Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
Mario, Sonic, all that shit.
Splatoon.
Splatoon.
That was the closest you got.
Yeah, that was the closest I got to a shooting game. That's real. So I never played those 30 frame Souls-like or just story games in general. I didn't start getting into that stuff when it was already 60 frame or even 120. So in my defense, that is my defense. I can't play a game on 30 frames. It just I can see the frames and it just bothers the fuck out of
So
me.
I when I started playing Bloodborne, I didn't like it at first. I'm gonna be honest, because I agree with you. The graphics are a little ancient, but once I started getting more into it, right, and I started understanding the gameplay and the story, it just it becomes irrelevant. You become so immersed once you understand the gameplay and you start to feel like a real hunter, and you fight like a hunter is designated to fight. It's pretty good.
And I will say a part of the reason I haven't played it is I'm a little nervous, a little scared to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because when I got into Elden Ring, when I started understanding it, it just sucked all of my free time. My entire life was devoted to Elden Ring.
I failed
I put-
Spring Quarter because of Elden Ring.
I put 400 hours into that
Among other
game.
things.
I had a girlfriend at the time. Fuck you. I'm pretty sure you listen.
Hey,
and
awesome.
she'd come over, and the whole time I just headset playing Elden Ring. That's all I cared about. So
Did that
I just-
actually affect your relationship a little bit? Do you feel like?
I don't know, and I don't care
you don't
because
care.
I have this goddess sitting in front of me over here.
Oh yeah.
Looks behind her. Yeah, no, Elden Ring drained a lot of people.
It took
a lot.
my
I don't think it
entire
drained
life.
me.
Oh,
It took my
flooded me
entire
up.
life.
It took. Yeah, I was doing it like if I wasn't doing school, I was playing Elden Ring.
I wasn't,
I wasn't
doing
playing
school,
Elden Ring. I was playing
Elden
school.
Ring.
That's the
doing
thing. It
school.
was like
And
late
it
COVID
got to a
break
point-
too. So
Yeah.
like we kind of stopped giving a fuck about school. At least me. Like it was all online. And I just said like, what's the point of doing online school? I can just play
I
Elden Ring.
skipped all quarter to play Elden Ring, and then
Weren't we still in high school when that game came out? No, I was a year
no,
later.
it was
It was-
yeah, it was
yeah, it
my
was a year
freshman
after.
year. So
In
like
college?
yeah, I struggled that spring quarter because I was just grinding. There's many other reasons I struggled, but Elden Ring, I was like, this is safe. I'm gonna stick to this.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't even get close to beating the game. I was just
And,
doing everything.
like,
Fear the old blood. You should play Bloodborne. dude.
all my coworkers played Elden Ring at the same time.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'd get to work and we were just talking about like, oh, where are you? Oh, where are you? Oh, did you fight the T-Rex dogs? Oh, did you fight the birds with the sword talons? Oh, like we did hours.
Yeah.
And when we weren't playing Elden Ring, we were talking about
yeah,
Elden
I'd be
Ring.
on the phone with these guys while we're both playing. I'm at school playing, they're at home playing, and like I'd come home for the weekends, just Elden Ring. We're just watching people play Elden Ring.
It's not a 2-player game. It is a single player
Fantastic
game.
game.
It is a single player game, and we would get in a game chat. We would talk to each other and just play Elden Ring, and play our completely separate stories, being at completely separate parts. We're like, oh, I'm fighting this. Oh, fuck this guy. Oh, I'm fighting Riddance. Oh, fuck.
What build
Like,
are you?
Right,
What build
currently.
are you? No, just like that was the question. That was just one of the big questions. Like, what are you running right now? What weapons are you using?
Well, I've probably used more larval tears than anyone in the world. I've respect like 8 times at least. But currently, I'm running a strength dex build because it's not meta, so that makes it the game hard
yeah,
again.
this guy like only ran meta.
I only
for
ran
the whole
meta
time,
for-
and it was
so
fucking ridiculous.
My first playthrough, I ran intelligence,
Bro,
and it was
cheesed.
intelligence faith before the Sword of Night and Flame got nerfed.
I don't think anyone watching knows
No
what we're
way.
talking
Yeah,
about.
no, they don't. But so I should probably shut up. I probably sound like a nerd, but
yeah,
We are nerds.
I ran meta the entire time until I was finally like, I actually want this game to be hard again.
what is meta?
Blood loss.
No, what is meta in general?
Oh, it is like just the best of the best to make the game easy, I guess.
yeah,
would be
meta is like peak. Like it doesn't get easier than this. If you're
Yeah.
running meta, you're smoking everything.
I don't think I ever used the meta weapons. Like I did use bleed, but instead of like using katanas like everybody else did, I would use twin blades.
Dude, that was
I would
meta.
dual. Oh, it was.
Yeah, because you could-
I just
you-
used
you-
the twin blades.
Twin blades with bleed, you would jump attack and you'd
Yeah,
get
I
like 8
jump
attacks
attack.
at
Jumping, you do
once.
that.
And
Yeah.
you'd proc blood every single attack.
Yeah, no,
It
I
was
killed
broken.
Malekith in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
on my
Yeah,
first
that
playthrough.
means you were on
I
meta.
wasn't even.
You
I
were-
wasn't even like. No, the meta was pretty good.
meta. I killed Malekith in 2 minutes.
No, yeah, no, I did kill him pretty fast. I would proc his blood. Oh yeah, and bleed. You would do bleed and
If you did bleed and frost, that shit was nuts.
Mm,
No, not really.
It was.
Kind of.
It was
But
kind of nuts.
it was
It was
the
meta.
No, what's the mimic tier? You
Oh,
use the
yeah.
mimic
Oh
tier
my God.
Dude, Mimic
with
tier
the
was
bleed
meta.
build, and then you would use a bleed build yourself. And
And
that shit,
yeah.
that shit kicked ass. And then I moved over to like a more underpowered build. It's like strength, intelligence, and I would use the Moonlight Greatsword.
That's still meta.
And
though.
it is.
The Moonlight Greatsword is so good.
Oh, it is pretty
I
good.
didn't use the twin blades. I used.
And then I used the Sword of the Black Blade. And I would use Flame Grant Me Strength, Golden Vow,
yeah,
and then
that's all meta.
Yeah, I didn't stick to the meta except for when Charlie would build my classes for me because I was struggling at a boss because I was doing my stupid bubble blowing baby shit. Like I literally had a build dedicated to just blowing bubbles, and it was awful. Terrible
good. That's
build,
funny.
but it was so funny.
Besides my current strength dex build, my least meta build was I did a dragon magic build.
Oh, that one was
Arcane Faith.
cool. I remember
It was
that.
really cool. It was good, but it wasn't meta,
No,
and it was really fun. It was really fun. I don't know how I did it. I wish I could do it again because it was
Yeah.
a really fun playthrough. But anyways, let's get off this topic.
yeah,
before,
we just
before
lost
we do.
all of our viewers.
I beat the game 7 times. I platinumed it.
Oh, yeah.
How many
400
hours is that?
400
about?
hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kaylee
What's
has a
up?
question.
Are you guys married?
No.
No, not yet.
No.
I saw the rings.
Not yet. it's
These are
crazy.
like rings that we got before,
Not
like while we were on
yet.
deployment, and it's on our middle finger. And then when we're ready, we're gonna move it down one. Aww.
Let's get a.
Hey, Drew,
That
so you want
is
to talk about the first time you ever took shrooms?
The first time.
Yeah.
Everyone's told the stories.
It was
Yeah.
crazy.
I haven't told mine.
It's
Mine
crazy.
wasn't very eventful.
I don't even remember a
At
lot
least
of
not for
it.
me.
Yeah.
It was a little scary.
It was a little scary at first.
Yeah, it was.
Continue.
I don't know. We were at a Airbnb. It was our first. It was the first one we ever went to together. And he was like, "Hey, let's do it." And we made it. And I just remember watching Frozen 2, best movie ever.
She cried during Frozen 2 because it reminded her of her childhood. I had to like calm her down.
What?
Why has everyone done drugs in an Airbnb?
Because
That's what
Airbnbs are
Airbnb is
safe
for.
spaces.
Because we're still teenagers and we still have at home with their parents. It's just nice to have like your own place for a little bit. You know, it's like our way of playing house.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the peep for couples to get an Airbnb and play house for once if you're still living separate.
When you're a teenager and you want to do drugs and you live with your parents and you want to go somewhere where there's no parents, because that's just a large sum of paranoia that'll just be sitting in your head
Someday
the entire
we gotta
time
do
you're
the
doing it.
Ocean Shores trip. Like we gotta
Run
talk
it
about
back?
that.
Oh
We gotta at
shit!
least talk-
That
I gotta
was a
tell.
good-
I gotta tell my.
That was a
We could get
good-
arrested if we did that.
Yeah, we can't tell that story. That
Really?
No, we genuinely cannot tell that story.
What's that one law called where it's like a certain amount of time?
Yeah, we're gonna wait like
passes
5 years and then we'll
What's
tell
what's
that
the
story.
time? What I don't know what
15 years.
is it. Okay, then we gotta wait a while.
How long until you can't be criminally charged with something?
I forgot what the law is.
I mean, technically we
5 years.
5 years.
I killed a person.
we didn't do anything like illegal, like any criminal charges. It's just
The drugs.
hey, I've only done shrooms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
Yeah. 100%.
yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, that someday when I'm willing to tell that story to the fullest, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah,
'Cause that was bananas for me.
That was a
Me
crazy
personally,
trip.
That was absolutely insane.
Yeah,
That
you
was
had the
insane.
craziest time.
I mixed a lot of shit.
We had to like teach you how to be a human again, and we had to
I am still not
reintroduce
the
you.
same.
We had to reintroduce ourselves to you.
One thing I will mention is that I had an earpiece in for like the 8 hours that I was gone.
well, you can
into
tell this part of the story
universe.
because you were just on shrooms.
'Cause I was just on shroom. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
Yeah,
was
you
just
took
on
you drank like the
shroomies.
leftover shroom tea.
I was already
like
5
4
Gs,
hours. 4
and then
hours
Michael's
into
all
it.
like, I can't finish this tea, and I'm just like,
Already,
I was like, you
5
drank the whole
Gs
thing?
in.
and then I went into the bathroom, and I was like, I'm fucking melting.
I remember
um,
like the start of my trip on the second day. We were playing Uno on the table, and if you take shroom tea, it kicks in a lot faster. And so I was just playing Uno. I'm just like, fuck, I'm starting to feel it. Oh shit! And then eventually, like, I couldn't take it anymore, and I was like, I took a lot, and I was like, I fold. And then
took
I had
a
to go
lot?
lay down. I had to lay down on the couch and like listen to music for a while. And
You were
I woke
watching
up.
Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, I remember waking up to Cowboy Bebop and like
I think
watching
Kyle
that
might
anime.
have put it on.
If you watch Cowboy Bebop on shrooms, you'll see like a lot of stuff. I don't even know if it's intentional, but like a lot of the different scenes that change are kind of like overlapped. A lot of the scene changes are very similar.
No, yeah, it was very.
When it
nice
changes,
to-
you're like, well, what the fuck?
When I came back to reality to have Cowboy Bebop on.
Well, my story of my perspective of that, I didn't do shrooms. I was knocked from day one. So
Bro was tapped out.
yeah, I was tapped out. So I was kind of the trip sitter. And you had your long hair, so you had an earbud in the whole time, and we had no idea.
Dude, fuck that
And-
earbud.
And
Fuck that
bro comes up to me and he's like, there's voices in my head. There's voices in there's people talking to me. There's voices in my head. And we're like, you're okay. There's no voices. You're fine. You're
There
just
was
high."
voices.
So we decided it was a good idea. He just needed to chill by himself for a little bit. So we put like a bunch of fans in the closet, a bunch of blankets and pillows, made it
Fucking-
super comfortable, put some cool lights in there,
Devin took that space.
put him in the closet, and just left him there for like an hour.
No, I did not get left in that space at all.
Really?
Devin took claim of that space, and I kept
Oh,
going back to it and be like, "Is it my turn?" And it was never my turn.
So anyways, the voices in your ear, what was going on there?
So
Voices in your head.
I'll say it. I abused the fuck out of Benadryl a little bit before this, and so I'm in like this druggy Discord server of just people who get by every day, living their regular lives. Like these people are lawyers, etc., realtors, like successful people, but they're doing heavy drugs. And I was like, this shit is crazy. And I joined like a voice call, and I just had it in my ear at the beginning of my trip, and I had forgotten about it. And someone in this call puts on Thug Shaker. If you don't know what Thug Shaker is, go listen to it. It's just some guy's like, go on, shake some ass, do the Thug Shaker. I had that in my ear for like 5 hours at least. So when I was telling Hyder, I was like, there's voices in my head. There was voices in my head. There was people talking to me that I was not acknowledging because I had forgotten that I joined this call. And so Thug Shaker is like a major trigger for me now. I cannot hear it without freaking the fuck out. But yeah, like I'm coming down from the trip, and I start like, the voices are like, Jack? And I'm like, what? I'm like, Jack, you good? And I'm like, oh my god. I've been in a call this whole time. I'm not schizophrenic. I've been in a fucking Discord call with an AirPod in my ear for the last 6 hours. And I was like, yeah, I'm alive. And they're like, dude, you were gone. You were deep. And I was like, I gotta go.
I remember midway through your trip, I was taking a shower. And
don't remind. Oh, that was a fuck up. That was such a big fuck up.
And Charlie like knocks on the door.
I didn't
I'm like,
knock
who
on
is
the
it?
door.
No, you start knocking, and I was like, who is it? And I was like, oh shit, well, I guess whatever. And then he starts slamming on the door, flailing his arms at the door. At this point,
I was trying to break down the door.
He thought we were all in there.
I thought everyone was in there. I don't remember what I thought was going on, but I was like, this is bad. This is really bad. So I started to just, yeah.
But from my point of view, I didn't know Charlie was freaking out. I thought like cops were there. And from my point of view, and someone was trying to get me to get out of the room and like, you know, talk to him or whatever. So I was like freaking out. I'm like, fuck. And I got all my clothes on, and then I just hear Charlie go, oh, sorry. I'm just tired as fuck.
So you guys don't understand how far into the universe I was that day.
Moral of the story, I was a horrible trip sitter.
That was everyone.
Yeah, no, you and Trevor were horrible. You just played Elden Ring the whole time.
Yeah.
Mid-trip, I went in there and I watched watched Trevor try to kill Malekith. I'm like,
dude, they were on that boss for what felt like days.
And I was like watching the boss fight, and like the walls were like dripping in the room, like in that boss room. The walls were dripping, and like the floor was moving on the screen, and I was like, what the fuck? So when I finally like came back to life and I saw it again while I was sober, I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was just high as fuck.
So anyways, I'm not going to say her name, but if you own an Airbnb in the Ocean Shores area and you're listening to this, and your
We're very
Airbnb
grateful to you.
Your Airbnb happens to have a man cave with a pool table and shuffleboard.
It's
And
called
it's-
Mo Clips.
Maybe it's pirate themed.
pirate themed. Shout outs to you.
You're awesome.
You're
Who is it?
awesome.
Who was her
Beautiful
name
house.
again?
I'm not gonna.
We can't-
I
we
know
can't
her
name drop.
but I'm not gonna name drop
Yeah.
her. But thank you to you.
Awesome house. We treated it with respect.
We treated it with
Despite
respect.
doing some things we weren't supposed to do in there, we did treat it with
Okay,
respect.
there's probably still some resin on the counters. So
on the bathroom windowsill.
bathroom.
I cleaned that before we left.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, totally. There's probably still a little bit in there. Everything
Probably.
leaves a trace.
Probably just got rubbed in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun time. I don't ever need to do that again.
No, it was good though because it was a going away party. for
Let's
Dad.
do it
Oh, yeah.
again.
I was fine right after. I'll just
And it-
never mix as heavy as I did.
And it was the day after my birthday too that we went up
Mhm.
there. So
Oh, yeah.
a pretty good story about that trip. Prior to getting there, on the way there, for anyone who's been to Ocean Shores, as you know, once you get off the main highway
From Washington. Coming
yeah.
down.
Once you get off the main highway going west, it's just 1 2-lane road, straight shot, all the way west, all the way to Ocean Shores. And I don't know the name of this road. I wish I did, but it's just a straight shot. So prior to getting, and once you get on that road, there is nothing until you get to Ocean Shores. Mm-hmm. And so we made a pit stop at a Safeway prior to getting there. We met up. We grabbed our food for the weekend, and then we switched the order of the cars, who was in each car. There were 6 of us, so we took my car and Michael's car, and we turned onto this road, and Michael's in front of me in his Prius. I'm behind him. And he got a pretty good head start. I don't remember why, but I was way behind. So I was like booking it like 80 down this road to catch up.
I was hyping it
we
up
were
too. I'm
racing.
hella into racing and shit. I was like, fucking pass this piece of shit.
Yeah, so I'm going like 80 to catch up to him, and I finally get right behind you, and there's a car in front of you. So we're going like 35 because they're following the speed limit. And like I'm like just on your ass the whole time. And this car finally turns off the road on some side road, and I get into the left lane.
You
and
passed
I
me.
gas it, and we got like our windows down. We're like, and you gas it, and we're racing at this point. I'm in the left lane, you're in the right lane. Prius in a stock Subaru Impreza. So we got our windows down. We're yelling at each other. We're 60, 70, 80, 90, just neck and neck. And all of a sudden, this bend in the road starts coming up. This left turn, and Michael slams on his brakes, and I do not. And I get in front of him. And like slow the fuck down and barely make it around this turn without just flying off the road. And not even, I joke you, not even a second after getting around this turn, a car passes in the left lane.
No way. We were shitting ourselves.
We were a second away from a 35 mile an hour, 100 mile an hour head-on collision.
Yeah.
It was one of those moments where you're just quiet.
Yeah.
For the next
ride.
half hour. We're just like,
yeah. Yeah.
And then I passed Charlie like right before we get to the house, and I won.
Yeah, it went down to 25 when we were
Michael
actually
won.
in the town, and you passed me again.
yeah, dude, what the fuck are you doing passing on resident streets?
Yeah, what
Kill
the
yourself.
fuck, man? Yeah, that was a really good trip.
That was.
That Prius is fast though. We just changed the auxiliary battery, and it's still a Prius, but it's a little faster than it once was.
2 horsepower.
Huh?
What?
92.
Is it at 92 horsepower now?
No, it's like 100 something.
What year is it?
2015.
Let's fact check this boy.
It's like
Yes.
108 horsepower. It's not that much.
134. So you were probably sitting at like 134 when you changed the auxiliary because the horsepower goes down.
Yeah, it
through
does.
time.
Like the auxiliary battery is what powers the vehicle. So when you swap it out, it gets like a
It's a little refresh.
little refresh.
Breath mint?
Hmm?
It's like a breath mint.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. Do you want to tell that story of like how I have probably the top speed out of all of us? What's your top speed?
Really, you don't.
What's your top speed?
My top speed is 155.
Oh, okay. Never mind. How?
Uh,
When?
I don't know. A couple months ago, I was just cruising on the highway. It was like 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
And I hit a downhill going towards Seattle. You know the turnoff towards the South Center Mall?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just kind of going down that hill.
Oh, I know what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about.
Okay, you were going downhill.
Yeah, downhill. My car tops out at 145, but I got to 155.
So, are you talking about how you have the top speed in my car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
So-
what?
Michael has driven my car faster than anyone else. And I've only let 3 people drive my car, and you and Peter are 2 of those 3. And the only reason is this was our road trip to Utah. I've told this story, but not this part. And I wasn't going to drive the whole, I think in total it was 15 hours there, 15 hours back. I was going to drive
we
the
were
total.
taking shifts.
We're taking shifts.
Yeah.
Michael was night shift. And we stopped at a gas station just right off the interstate. And as we're about to leave this gas station, and it's just a simple, you turn left out of the parking lot and then right back onto the interstate. And right as we're about to pull out of the parking lot, this lifted Toyota Tacoma, probably 07,
Fucking
cuts us off.
doesn't need to say
I had to
anymore.
slam on my brakes.
Cuts us off. You have to slam on your brakes. You slam on the horn, and he turns left. And we turn left right after him. And I'm like in the passenger seat, and I'm like, please turn right. Please get on the interstate. Please get on the interstate. And he gets on the interstate, and I'm like, fuck yeah. And Michael's like, are you cool if I gas your car? I'm like, do it.
Fuck
It's
this
like
guy.
fuck this guy. It's like
Fuck
not. It's
this
like
guy.
10:30 p.m. I believe, and this person immediately gets into the left lane. We follow him. They
They were
go
in the
from-
right lane.
They started in the left
Oh,
because
yeah.
they were passing people. We follow them, and they went from like 15 to 70, like right out of the exit. They
Yeah.
were speeding. We follow them. We're going 70. They get back into the right lane after passing a bunch of people. They're going 80 or 90. We start going 90, and now we're in a race with this guy.
We slowly passed him.
And
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't have a whole lot of ponies left at that speed.
so Michael ends up getting to 120 in my car.
That's actually insane. That
It
is
was
like a little more than
that is
120.
the
It was
fastest
120.
your car can go.
Yeah. He gets to 120 in my car, and we pass this guy.
We get a little up the road.
We get a little up the road, and there's a semi truck in the right lane, and he gets in the left lane behind us because he's like, okay, I lost. And
I love this story.
Michael brakes and stays in speed with the semi truck
Oh yeah.
for probably about 15 miles. So that's a good 30 minutes.
That's hilarious.
And we just stayed in speed with the semi, 60 miles an hour flat, for about a half hour with this guy
That's
behind us.
so
I'm kind of
great.
an asshole on the road. I can be. Remember that one
Dude,
time we went
I've
with
chewed
Peter?
you out so many times for your driving.
me and Peter, Peter was there. We went to that restaurant up in Issaquah.
Was that with this lady that was going?
This lady that was going
the speed
45 in a 45.
she was going. Yeah, she was going the speed limit.
But it was like these really straight back roads that were like really straight, and you could easily like go like 60 and be just fine.
Yeah,
But at some point I was like tailing her. I was like, "What
you
the
were
fuck are
riding
you doing?"
her ass.
I
You were
was.
inches away from her.
I was, and she notices and she points at the speed limit sign.
Yeah.
It says, "Hey, I'm going the speed limit. The speed limit is 45. You're gonna go speed limit too." So
We get to this
basically,
traffic
we get to this traffic light in this rural area, and it turns into a 2-lane and then back into a
Well,
1 lane.
it's a 2-lane, but the right lane is a bus only lane. So it's only 40, 50 feet long.
Yeah. So
And-
yeah, I pass her, and then we get
In
to
the
a
bus
25 mile per hour zone, and then I start going 20 miles per hour.
You
and
go
then we
5
pass
under the whole
we
way.
we pass by a speed limit sign, right? That says 25, and I point at it. I'm like, bitch. That shit was hilarious.
You're going 5 under the whole way down this.
I used to be really
unpassable
devious. I would
2-lane
like
road.
flip people off
Dude,
and shit.
yeah, you used to cause some major road rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, my biggest pet peeve on the road is when there's people in the left lane. If you're in the left lane, I instantly hate your guts.
Unless
I
you're
hope-
Left
speeding.
lanes for passing only
Unless
in
you're
Washington
speeding.
State.
It is for
by the way.
passing only. If you are not going triple digits, get the fuck out of my way. I don't care if you're passing everyone else. I am riding your ass for a reason. Get the fuck out of my lane. Left lane, my lane. Not
But
yours.
on like
My
169, you know how it's a 2-lane road and on a busy day
It's
it
a
kind of
little
goes out.
different. It's a little
Yeah,
different.
it's a little
There's
different.
nothing I can do about that.
Yeah.
Riding someone's ass is not going to make the difference. But I will force you out.
But
of
if you're
the
on
left
like
lane.
I-5 and there's like 5 other
Oh,
lanes,
yeah.
what the fuck? I
I
shouldn't have
commute-
to like scoot over in order to pass you. Left lane is like for passing only.
I commute Seattle to our small town, which is like an hour away, twice a week. And like when on my drive home, I am a danger to everyone else around me. If you're in my left lane, I will hit your bumper. I'll give you a little kiss. Get the fuck out of my way. End of story.
So speaking of driving fast, this was just yesterday. I was
Wait, you gotta wait 5 years.
no, this is chill. This is chill. I was at this lovely lady's house, and she was going to a friend's in Puyallup, which is the same. You take the exact same way to get to Enumclaw for the first hour of the drive, and so you take the same way until you get to I-5. One of us takes I-5 south. One of us takes I-5 north. So she leaves like 5 minutes before me, and I leave, and my goal is to catch up to her. I'm like, I will catch up, because it's just a straight shot one or 2-lane road until you get to I-5. And I'm going 100 down, it's Highway 16. I'm going 100. I'm passing cars left and right, just going, and there's a truck in front of me doing the same shit, and I'm just following this truck. And I couldn't do it. And I was like checking Life 360, like how far away, like I'm closing the gap, like I'm gonna catch up. And then I couldn't
Did
do
not
it.
catch up.
Yeah.
I did not
You
catch
think
up.
it's possible in the moment, but
It's so
never-
hard. It doesn't. It
Yeah.
Really, if speeding only saves you about 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, okay. So my commute to work over winter, Crystal Mountain, that place is something else. But like it's like 55-minute drive from my house. There's never a cop by the time I'm leaving. You got to look out for elk. Elk is what causes issues on this road. Speed limit's 55 the whole way. I have gotten there comfortably in 32 minutes.
That's crazy.
I have cut off 23 minutes from my drive. I was late for work. I was usually late for work. But yeah, it is possible if there's no cops and you have nothing else to worry about to save that time. But like when you're on the highway and I'm speeding to school, I only cut off a couple minutes. It does not
Yeah.
change much.
Yeah. It really doesn't.
Which is a bummer because in the moment you're like,
You
"Fuck
feel
yeah,
like you're saving weight
it
a
saves
shit
so
ton of
much,"
time.
and you're actually just burning fuel. So
I mean, going unless it's like a really long drive, going 5 over will save you about 5 minutes.
yeah, but that's why I get so pissed off when there's people in the left lane because
Yeah.
my speeding adds up to nothing if you're slowing me down.
So yeah, per hour, if you're on the road for an hour and you're going 10 over, you'll only save 10 minutes.
Which is great.
Yeah, which is great.
I
So
think
if you're
we should
running late
change
somewhere.
the mile per hour signs to miles a minute. 60 miles an hour is 1 mile a minute. 30 miles an hour is 0.5 miles a minute.
Wait, slow down. Wait, say that again. Sorry.
60 miles an hour would be 1 mile a minute.
Yeah.
So I think we should change to miles a minute, just to fuck with people. 0.5 would be,
I'm trying to like figure that out in my head right now.
30 miles an hour would be 0.5 miles a minute.
I don't like this.
So how fast, how many miles per hour is 1 mile per minute?
60. 60 miles per hour is 1 mile per minute.
Yeah, it's
No,
a 60 ratio,
60
1 to
miles
1.
per minute.
60 miles per minute?
Yeah.
That's
like a lot.
That's 1,200 miles per hour.
Damn.
What?
What?
Wait, 60 miles per minute.
60
so
miles
let's say
per minute.
1 minute
So you do 60
per
times
mile
60.
is 1.
Yeah, 60 times
It would be
60.
it would be 60 to 1. The ratio would be 60 to 1.
Yeah.
So it would be 60 times 60. That's crazy.
Yeah, 60 times 60.
Wow.
1,200 miles.
An hour.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can go that fast.
Oh god.
And,
Yo, Jarixa just got a new car.
what'd you get?
So what'd you get?
A Nissan Kicks.
What year?
A Kicks?
2024.
I've never heard of a
KIX?
Kicks.
It's,
Look
it's
that
like
up.
a SUV, like a little.
Is it
KICK.
like hybrid, electric? All the new shit's hybrid, I feel
It's a
like.
nice car. I would never be caught dead in one of these, but you know.
Oh, I know what one of those is.
No, it is a good
nice.
car. I have
It's
seen
That's
these.
a good car.
Yeah, these things are reliable.
That's going to be... You'll be able to drive that thing for
Forever.
the next 350,000 miles.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
nice.
The interior is actually really nice.
Leather?
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at it.
No.
Not leather?
No.
You don't have leather? It's like that weird clothy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zooming in.
Meow. Yeah. Yeah. Good car.
Well, my 2013 Subaru Impreza has leather, but the
My
check engine light's been
2003
on for the
Devereaux
past
is-
2 months.
No way.
My
Yeah.
check engine light has also been on for the past few months.
Yeah.
And, like as a car guy, it's degrading to have
Yeah.
a check engine light, but oh
Yeah,
well.
no,
That's the
like
Subaru Christmas lights
Yeah,
in
I've
the
got
dash.
so many
It's a
things.
new
on it.
usually
emoji
it's just like a
tag.
knob that needs to be tightened, or like something that has to be changed out.
Yeah, mine's a pretty easy fix. I just have to do it, which is a whole.
But
other
like
thing.
if you go to mechanic shop, it'll
They'll charge you at least $1,000.
yeah,
they'll
dude.
charge you $100 something for initial check, just for them to plug something in and then look at the codes and then use the codes on the manual and
Yeah, you
find
can-
out
Yeah.
what's wrong.
You
with
can
The
buy a
biggest
code reader for
scam
$50.
is vehicle shops.
it. Yeah.
Like I took my car in to do my AC because I was feeling like a lazy piece of shit and didn't want to spend the 2 days doing it, and they charged me like $3,000. I was furious. And they
$3,000 for
they-
what?
For my AC.
And they'll make it take longer than
It
it
took
actually takes.
3 months for me to get my car.
So they can charge you more on man hours.
yeah, absolutely.
And
I
a
would
parking
drive by
spot.
daily and just see my car sitting and like, why the fuck am I paying?
Yeah.
Anyways, I highly suggest not going to a shop. Change your own oil. Change your own
Or
tires.
befriend a mechanic.
Befriend a mechanic. Befriend me.
Be friends with this guy.
Be friends
Yeah.
with me.
Be friends with this guy.
This guy knows everything.
I know everything.
He fixed Trevor's Honda Civic.
I did.
that was so
That shit
funny.
was so dumb.
This guy parked like an asshole at the house, like in between two spots. So you could have easily fit two cars in the space.
I didn't
but
know there was people coming.
He made it so you could only fit his car. So me and Trevor pulled up to the house at the same time, and Trevor pulls right in front of Crawford's car, so he can't leave. He's stuck. And then Trevor's like, "Want to pull in next to me?" I was like, "Sure." So I pulled in next to him. So now there's two cars facing this way, and Crawford's car like this. And there's no way he can get out. So Crawford's like, "Fuck you guys, get out of my way."
I'm
Blah,
like,
blah,
Trevor,
blah.
give me your fucking keys.
Give me your
I'm
fucking
moving
keys.
your
I'm
car.
moving your car. So I move my car. Trevor gets in his car and turns the keys.
Doesn't start.
Nothing. Doesn't do anything.
Turns the keys again. Nothing. It's not even trying.
It didn't do shit.
It didn't do anything. So we're like, well, Crawford, you're stuck. He's like, no.
No, the fuck I am not.
Put that shit in neutral.
We pushed it over to the side.
we push it.
No way.
And I'm like, try starting it now, because we got it rolling. Nothing.
Nothing.
So I'm like, pop your hood. Pop his hood.
He went to work.
I get out my fucking tool set. I'm like, all right, what do we got working here?
So I don't know much about the engine bay of a car, but I do know that was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen. You grab like this. It's like a
Air intake.
Yeah, the
It's
air intake. Okay, you grab it and you're just shaking it, and it's like it's loose. It's not like you're putting effort into it. You're just shaking it like nonchalantly, and the whole thing is like womp 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 womp. You're like, well, that's not supposed to be happening.
So yeah, all I ended up doing, I unplugged his battery and plugged it back in.
That's all you did.
And everyone's
You
like,
should've
"How did you do that?
You
How
should
did you
have charged
fix
him
that?"
$500.
And I was like, I turned your car off and I turned it back on. So when all else fails, turn it off and turn it back on.
it's just
it
like
was that
your old video game consoles. Unplug it, plug it back in.
Yeah, exactly. I could not believe. I was astonished that worked. I was like, "There's no fucking way."
And at the shop, they would have charged you $1,000 for that.
Yeah. Yeah, because it would have added on a bunch of bullshit things like, "Oh yeah, we did this, blah
Clean-
blah blah."
cleaned your air
No, you
intake.
didn't. No, you didn't. I didn't ask you to do that. But yeah, Trevor's car is something.
It is something. You're a
Wanna know?
2000 black Honda Civic with gold rims.
And he bought it off my brother.
Who wants
And
to
then
buy it back?
my brother bought it off this other guy.
Every time I see this guy, he's so pissed that he sold his Civic.
Yeah, every time I
Like,
see your
"Is
brother,
Trevor
he's
selling
like,
his Civic yet?" I'm
yeah,
like, "No."
yeah.
He's like, "Fuck, I want to buy that thing."
He's so
Every
pissed. that he
time.
sold it to
Tim only
Trevor.
sold it because he needed drug money. Kind of
Yikes.
sucks that he did.
Yeah,
But
he's good now though.
yeah, he's doing a little better.
He's making-
He's still making.
Bank.
Not really.
Oh,
He just left his job.
Oh shit.
but he was.
He was.
making
He was
that.
racking
But
in.
he hated it.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot of like, what do you say? Like dickhead managers. That
I mean, you're gonna find that anywhere you
Yeah.
go.
yeah, you'll find that. But they were like dickheads, and they're like, oh, I'm in control, whatever. And Tim has a tendency to like talk his mouth off, and like sometimes
He'll blow
you know,
up.
like some of the managers like go to his head. And
Speaking of dickhead managers, I feel like now we got to get Nikki on next week.
Oh, that would be nice. Nikki doesn't. Maybe it'll come to him, but he, in the moment, the adrenaline kind of took over his
Yeah.
mind. His mind
What
did not.
happened?
I'm not gonna. It's
not our place.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
the
our
story
place.
for Nikki to tell.
Nikki bitched out a manager who was bitching out him.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he's not. No repercussions. So
It's
he's
a good story though.
He's good.
It is a good story.
Yeah.
But we'll save it for next week. We'll get Nikki.
Want to know
Yeah,
the
we'll try to
best
get
and
Nikki.
worst thing that happened in Kuwait?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, tell us about it.
So the worst thing. So you know how it worked on commercial vessels, right?
No.
So like
I don't
we
think
The
anyone-
whole thing you talked about last week.
imported and exported
yeah.
like cargo at the seaport in Kuwait, and it was like there was a lot of equipment coming and going because it's like the main port that is used to bring in equipment into the Middle East and then export it. Anyways, like we get this one vessel, right? And I guess whoever scheduled the vessel or whoever was supposed to communicate the capabilities of the vessel didn't do it clearly. There's a huge miscommunication. So we have all this cargo that is supposed to get on this ship, but we realized after the vessel NCO gets on there and they realize, oh shit, we're missing a whole row of lashings on each deck. Now, there's
What-
good vessels.
What is a lashing? Because when I hear lashing,
So like they're like
someone's
these
getting
rings.
whipped.
Okay, the lashing is like a ring that goes that's like on the ground, and it's meant for
How's it die? They break.
it's meant for lashing down vehicles. You have to lash down every single vehicle that gets on the vessel.
You whip every vehicle.
Shut up. So basically, so
What does that do?
it's one thing if it's a roll-on vessel that has a ramp, and then the vehicles just drive onto the vessel and they just go into their spot. And then there's other vessels that are top down, which there's like a bottom deck, and then once you fill up that bottom deck, it closes, and then the doors that are used to close it become like the next deck. So basically, just a bunch of these doors, and we look at it, and they're like, there's not enough flash loops to fit all this cargo on there, and we had to fit it on there. So we had to like sort stuff out with the vessel captain. We had to bring in welders to weld a whole row of D-rings. Now, like I said, it's a top-down vessel, right? And so they had to lash each deck, load it, and then close it, and then lash the next one. They couldn't just do all the welding at once.
You can't lash
And
everyone
it took
at once.
yeah. So we had to wait there for like 2 weeks, doing 24-hour ops, which is like we had a day and night shift, 12-hour shifts, and we just sat there and we just waited for the welders, and the welders were like union, so they took their sweet time, and then some of them we caught.
Join the union if you
Yeah.
can.
They got. I remember watching them getting reprimanded from the vessel captain because they were sleeping on the job, and they're like, "Holy shit! It's $10,000 a day to park this huge vessel here, and you
Wow.
guys are sleeping on the job."
What are you gonna
And
do?
yeah, so
That's
we had
union for you.
That's union.
so.
Good for them.
Yeah, we had to load the vehicles. It's a crane, by the way. There's no ramp, so each vehicle had to be loaded on there. It's super slow. I hate them. They had to load it and then weld the new lash loops, and then load the last vehicles, and then close the deck. We had to do that 5 times.
5 times.
Yeah, that was the worst. But the
That-
best time we ever had was either the maki sushi they had there. I had some of the best sushi I ever had in the world. So like in Kuwait, they have like royalty and whatnot. I think I talked about this on the last episode. But there's like a nice part of the city, and then there's the slums where like all the immigrants hang out,
slums.
where all the immigrants reside, and there's no like welfare. The government's not taking care of them, so they just build everything, and it's pretty shitty.
Was it like shacks kind of thing?
Yeah, there were some shacks, so like you would see like a tent city in the middle of the desert where it's just a bunch of tents and people living, and then there's a bunch of concrete buildings in the southern part of Kuwait City where it's just a bunch of concrete buildings, and there's just a bunch of markets in the middle of the street, a bunch of people walking. And I definitely got sick a couple times because their street food is actually pretty good, despite, you know, I watched this
We've
one
all
guy.
seen the videos.
Well, I watched a Habibi drop a chicken strip on the ground,
Can't
pick it up, and
say
put it in my
that.
box.
That's
But it was pretty good. It was pretty good. The beef masala is definitely where it's at. It's pretty common in the Middle East. It's like think of it like a curry, but it's like spicy. Like if you made hot
Isn't curry
Cheeto,
spicy.
like hot Cheeto beef.
Wow.
It's pretty good. But Maki Sushi is where it's at. We went there and it was like fine dining. Just going to the malls in general was
If
like
you're
really
ever
nice.
in Kuwait, go to Maki Sushi.
Go to
Yeah.
Maki Sushi. I spent close to $1,000 on sushi while I
I
was
mean,
over
what
there.
else were you
crazy.
supposed to do?
Yeah, true.
Exactly. We always went to like really nice restaurants because we didn't go out very often. Granted, we did go out more than like the average soldier because like we worked off base, so we had an off post memo. But every time somebody else from a different unit wants to go off base, they have to get a memo, and it only lasts a day. So they have to get the commander to fill out a memo and get it signed, and then you can go off base for the day.
Wow.
Most people just go on MWR trips, and those are kind of bad because, like, you know, you get brought there by a bus, and then you have to leave at a certain time. It's like not as fun as, you know, taking a 15 packs van and going 180 on the freeway with everybody else. The freeway there's are crazy though, right? Some of the freeways don't even have freeway lines. It's just fucking road. It's just fucking road, and everybody's like,
crazy.
I mean, sometimes they like, you know, we work together and we like, you know, just stay in our own, go straight. And then
imaginary line.
but yeah, there is a lot of car accidents that happen there. Like I only witnessed one when I was there. I would definitely watch a car like spin out and go into like some guardrails, and like the guardrails are all beaten up. The guardrails aren't even guardrails anymore. They're so beaten up, and they're just like, yep, somebody crashed there. Like
Well,
fuck.
I think on that note, I think we should
Yeah,
just about call it.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
at an hour
Yeah.
25.
Hour
episode.
25. Good episode.
Trevor
Teresa
will be
said like
back.
2 words.
Yeah, Trevor will be back next week.
I'll be back in my corner unless we don't have guests. If you would like to be a guest, you can hit us up. If
Hit
you're
us
local.
up.
Or
DM
not
us on
local. We
Instagram.
can't fly you out here.
Pisspit Podcast.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
out of budget. It's out of your own
We don't
pocket,
have a
but
budget.
You got to figure out a way to get you yourself.
I don't even get paid.
Yeah.
Nobody gets paid.
No.
Who gets paid?
You could pay us.
How much do you get paid from these? Zero?
Zero.
How do you get paid?
We need to get bigger.
Success.
Success. Sponsors.
Oh, you need
Sponsor
to
us,
get
Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Wait,
Beast.
don't you get like a certain amount of like money per stream? Or do you need a certain
it
amount
comes
of
down to like
subscribers?
the views or something. It's like
Yeah.
every 100 views you get a penny or something. like
Really?
that. Don't quote me on that, but it's
It's
something
not a
similar
lot.
to that.
You get a penny.
You're
for-
not successful unless you're like one of the tops.
You gotta get
Oh, yeah.
sponsored, or like Joe Rogan got a bunch of money from Spotify to only put his podcast on Spotify.
Oh, really?
Nowhere else. Yeah.
It's when you. It's not the service itself is not what's paying for you to be around.
Yeah.
Like it's sponsorships, it's clothing,
Mhm.
sponsorships.
Pisspit clothing coming soon. Not soon, but eventually.
Someday.
Eventually, once we get a sponsor.
Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Pisspit signing
Sweet.
out.
Peace out,
All right,
guys.
peace out, again.